Good day, everybody. BG Wizard / Canadian Wiz back for another video. We've been blessed again with another major streaming channel on YouTube that has discussed RPGs. Bellular Clips channel, titled "Blizzard Has Them Living Off Scraps." Yes, that's right. They're talking about rated battleground players. Now, I think they might touch a little bit on maybe PvP and just normal battlegrounds, but from my understanding, rated battlegrounds were very much a part of this discussion. This is something I've been saying for a long time. Where the heck are our new maps? Where's the new game modes? Where is anything new? We're playing the same thing over and over, and we keep paying for new expansions. And as a rated battleground player, you're paying for really no new content. I mean, hey, maybe you get some new specs and stuff like that. That's going to be fun. Lots of people coming back for Dragonflight. But let's dive into the video and see what they have to say about maybe some new maps and how the community might actually be just living off of scraps, as the title says. And of course, make sure you guys like Bellular's video, subscribe to the channel. It's going to be linked down below. And while you're doing that, subscribe to my channel as well. Let's go.
New arena, the Nokudon Proving Ground.
A battleground! Ah!
Not a battleground! Where's the battlegrounds? It's been... years? It's been years.
Yep.
Legion 735 was our last battleground.
Ah.
That was...
Seething Shore. Woo! We got a bugged map for 2 years, man. And then they took it out. Actually, Seething Shore might have been BFA. But it's not in the game, so I guess that doesn't count. So yeah, Legion was the last battleground. That's crazy. Now, they've done... I'll let them see what they say. But they have done some some brawls and stuff. But that's, as far as I know, that was like testing to put it in the game. But it's like, where is it in the game? Why are we still testing this stuff? Like, let's pull the trigger. I don't know. Let's get something new.
That was a long time ago.
5 years ago? And before that, like, the rate of battlegrounds had slowed down too. I just don't get why they don't make multiple battlegrounds and just treat it like, you know, there doesn't need to be a narrative reason for doing a new battleground. It's like, hey,
Please make some new battlegrounds. Please.
imagine I just said, hey, yeah, we've got a new 10v10 battleground. Just treat it like maps in a competitive game or something. I don't know.
That'd be so nice.
I feel like they have a very high bar of new and different that's like needed to do a battleground. Whereas when they just kind of were like, yeah, this is Arithai Basin. We'll do a 3-point version of it for Gilneas. It's like, okay, keep it going.
Yeah.
I like more of these.
It's not hard. It can't be that hard. Like, I could draw up a map, man. I swear to God. Let's get somebody on the team working on this stuff. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, it can't be that hard. Shit. Even if it's a new node map, new flag map, new game mode. Frick, make it like oddball, like Halo, or I don't even know, man. King of the Hill, like Silver Shard Mines, like anything, man. We could drop some schematics. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this ball moving. Let's get it rolling. It's been too long, man. Get a small team working on this at least. Please.
I'd like more of these. Let's go.
Yeah.
Why don't we have these and the other cool continents with the cool tile sets you've made? And it just, yeah, I don't know. Now, this is something that they do want to improve, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think Linka did say that in an
Yeah,
interview.
they've hired a load of PvP people as well.
Yeah, yeah. It is just a bit, I mean,
Redheaded
PvP
stepchild.
has always been the...
I just feel like they're just letting RPGs die, bro. They're just letting them die, man. Nothing new ever. Like, no comments on it, no testing for it. I don't know. I guess maybe the Deepwind Dunk Brawl might have been a test, but like, again, just put something in the game, man. Whether it's 6v6, whether it's solo queue. Like, let's get something going. Let's get a new rated game going here. You know, whether it's a new system entirely or new maps or or solo queue or something, man. Something. Because it's rough right now. It's rough right now. Very rough right now. LFG, not many people playing the game. Now there is Wrath out right now, which sees a decrease, but I've said this a million times. There's just no longevity to it. It's just popular for like maybe the start of a season, depending on if it's nice to gear in RBGs. Like right now, obviously this last season had like a 3-week window where everybody wanted RBG. And then guess what? After the 3 weeks, it just dies. And then Wrath comes out and they pull people away from the current product to put it to the new product, which would be Wrath. And then everybody goes there and then they're going to go back to Dragonflight. So season 1 of Dragonflight's like the next big wave we'll see for RBGs. Unfortunately it's just going to be dead until then, in my opinion. But you know, if just maybe on one of these new wave tops, like maybe season 1 or you know, start of a new season, maybe they could introduce a new map or something, like maybe a new game mode, new incentives, new titles, new anything, like just new anything would be really, really cool. New reason to play the game. You know, it's like why would you keep doing the same thing if there's nothing new? You know, how many years are you gonna spend doing that before it's like, all right, it's the same thing I did 6 years ago? You know. Oh, except now I'm waiting an hour in LFG to even do it. So
Most like make your own content.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's always been the mode the most like that, but I would have certainly hoped for more. On the bright side, at least, in fairness to them, for world PvP, there is actually a currency and like a vendor and world PvP quests, so that actually could be quite fun. I mean, hey, if it's anything like the 8.1 faction assaults, then yeah, that would be pretty nice. Stogie,
cool.
as said, still wanting to be accepted in pugs with my shaman. So there you go. Someone is LFG for some RBGs, stuck at a 1500 rating. You know what's funny with RBGs?
Ellie, haha.
I've always thought of RBGs and thought like, fuck yeah, that'd be really fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy
Yeah.
PvP stuff. Not really the arena format, but objective-based PvP.
Hell
I
yeah.
really, really love in games. I mean, even going back to Halo, right, with
Let's go.
all of its different wacky fun modes, that was always the best shit. And like,
It's the best.
this is the bit. This is a challenge. Whenever you're going to do solo queue, that in a MOBA you can have a pick ban system.
Yeah.
And that can work out just fine. But in a game like World of Warcraft, it's just you going in with your class. So that means that the composition, rather than being selected by the people who are going to be fighting against each other, that means that the team comp is basically selected by whatever set of rules Blizzard implements for their matchmaking. Yeah. And I bring this up because I would...
Oh, it's very... let's finish what he said. Let's see what he says here, because I think... maybe I could give some counterpoints as somebody that makes an RBG group every day. Let me finish his thought here, and then I got an opinion.
Love to be able to get some solo queue conquest points via battleground gameplay.
Yes,
that's what I would like. And you know, because different sorts of gameplay suit different people. Like, say in a shooter game, I'm usually pretty good at the shooting bit. But when I actually do really well in those games, it's because generally the strategic shit and the objective shit is like where my focus is. And I just find that there's just more ways to play. There's more interesting things. It's more dynamic when it's an objective-based mode. And for me, that's a really good solo queue experience. But that's impossible within World of Warcraft. I can do solo queue BGs, and there have been a few times, usually at the start of the expansion, where getting a character and then gearing that character via BGs, getting some honor gear, I think for a lot of people, like, that actually can feel pretty damn good. I'd love to be able to do that for Conquest via solo queue RBGs. I think that would be great. And
all right, so solo queue RBGs I think should happen. I've already said it, but it's super dead right now. And what happens is the community is getting so small that there's the power vacuum at the top is like this. It's honestly some of the strongest it's ever been right now, where you have like, I don't know, let's say 30 people that are just diehard RBGers. And then so anybody below this, there's no pool to pick from. It's very small. So you end up just with these same kind of like, I would say right now it's like 18 to 1900 versus like 2400. There's no middle ground. And so what solo queue could do is rather than these teams sitting here waiting an hour for a druid or an hour for a warlock or an hour for a rogue, or like Bellular said, maybe you play a shaman. Well, guess what? There's a reason you're also at 1500. His shaman friend that he said was at 1500. It's because no RBG team makes a group with a shaman. I'm sorry. It's just not meta. So, I mean, maybe the odd one does. I shouldn't say no group, but like I know when I'm forming and I play at a pretty high level, we don't take shamans. They're just not wanted, man. There's just better classes. Obviously, there's like a few oddball ones. Like I know Doc is pretty high rated on shaman, but like there's not many, okay? So when you're forming a group, you typically don't want certain classes. Heck, even my class, Shadow Priest, very undesirable right now. It's a handicap for our team. So what you're going to want is you're going to want Warlocks, you're going to want Boomkin, Guardian, Rogue, Mistweaver Healer, Disc Healer, maybe Resto Druid. Like the Shaman just doesn't fit in there. So why solo queue would be great is because it would allow these players of any class to get in a game, okay? So it decreases the amount of metagaming going on because now anybody can queue. So now and then also anybody can queue, so you can just queue up and play rather than having to wait an hour. And it breaks up the cliques at the top because now everybody just has to play. And so there's not this just wall right here where it's gatekeeping. It's like same people just gatekeeping and everybody else is just struggling to find a group. If you had solo queue, at least everybody can just play. I don't know, man. I think something's got to change with the LFG system, or maybe new rewards for RBG players, new rewards for RBG leaders, new titles, new mounts, new maps. Like it's something's got to give so that the bracket doesn't die. But I think what Michael's suggesting here, what Bellier's saying, is something to take note of. Like, why not try it, man? It's been so long. Like, why not just get a small team working on this? Or maybe it takes a big team. I don't know. But, like, a map would be nice. Like, anything. Anything, bro. Like, the title says it all. Blizzard has them living off scraps. If you're a rated Battleground player, think about the amount of subscription money you've paid. Like, for me, I've paid since Kata when RBGs came out. And I've just RBG'd all the way through. It's like, where is our money going? There's no development of RBGs going on here. Maybe we could get some of our dollars to go there. Like, shit, man, we gotta crowdfund this, or like, what the heck? Where's the RBGs, Or where's the new rewards or maps or anything? Anyways, yeah, solo queue, like he said, I think it would help get people like his shaman friend in games, help get people like myself in games. Other players can just queue up and get in games, and I think that would be a really good thing. Yeah, or just new maps and like new rewards and titles could also help kind of incentivize RBGs being played as well.
And while composition is really important, Blizzard could set up some basic rules for comp, and I really think it would be okay. I think comp matters a lot more in just a straight up 3v3 or 2v2 fight.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was kind of touching on earlier. I think comp really does matter in RBGs, but if it's solo queue and everybody has a chance of getting that shaman or that whatever random class, then it's fine. Because then it's an even playing field. All classes can play, and you have just as much chance as getting a mage or a shaman on your team or as you do against your team. So yeah, I think if it's solo queue, it's not as big of a deal. But right now, with the way it works, where you do form your own groups, people are going to take the meta groups.
So going to that, like, that's just a good example there, who's super. That's the players like, I want to do this kind of content, but it's really hard to find a team for RBGs. What do I do?
Yeah,
I think solo queue for that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I imagine they're just kind of taking their time one step at a time because
Yeah.
they're doing the solo shuffle. At the minute, they'll maybe try to go for RBGs if that works out. But as to whether that work out is a different question. But that's it goes start talking about like how PvP is like boosting heavy and stuff like that at points, which will put people away from solo. But I don't know. hopefully they do at the time because of
I think I vaguely remember Helinka saying it's something they're open to or like desire to do, but you know they have to put one foot after another.
To be fair, based on Helinka's general communication, that's almost all he seems to say, which is, we would love to do this, but we can't really do that at the minute. We'll do it eventually, which, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's true, but it is like they clearly are shaping up the resources in PvP maybe a little bit slower than would be ideal for PvP players.
Yeah,
Let's put the diplomatic spin on it.
But at least there have been team size increases. So hopefully, not that we want to be saying hopefully, obviously, but hopefully that does get better.
And obviously, like we're saying, that manifested in the world PvP stuff that they're doing. That's like more designed
Which is
than
nice.
usual, and a lot of the PvP changes. I don't know if they're good at all, but there's definitely a lot of like PvP changes here and there for like PvP talents, and like there was one that was something in this build, which is a PvP talent that all ranged spellcasters and healers share now, which is called Precognition, which is a PvP talent that if an interrupt is used on you when you're not casting a spell, you get 15% haste and become immune to loss of control effects for 4 seconds. And that is like
Spicy.
That's such a great PvP talent. That's literally like, oh, are you good at this game? Get 15% haste, because that's a whole part of the actual skill of playing the game that they're like, yeah, fucking PvP talent, make it like reward you super hard for that. It's pretty fun.
Damn nice. Yeah, like it ain't necessarily the world that we're in, but there's definitely a world where I'd want to have a warrior absolutely geared to the tits for some PvP.
All right, that's the video. Make more new maps, rather. Maybe some rewards, maybe some titles. Really, shout out to Bellular for even talking about RBGs. I love hearing big streamers talk about RBGs. Gets me excited, puts a smile on my face. Hopefully, somebody at Blizzard listens to this stuff. May the WoW gods bless the RBG community. That's all I got. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check out his video in the link below. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.